Hey guys, Luke here at the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, and today I'm going to show you an awesome food that's just falling out of the sky. These little green fruit are black walnuts. They're all over here in North America, especially here on the East Coast, and they taste magnificent. They have much more flavor than the store-bought walnuts, which are generally English walnuts. And I'm going to show you how to gather these, husk them, prepare them. We're going to make a whole bunch of good stuff with them. Every year we love cooking with our walnuts. Check it out, these things are everywhere here at this park, just tons of them. This is the nut gatherer from Weasel. It's a tool for picking up nuts, pine cone, fruit, whatever. Anything hard and round that you want to pick up off your lawn, this will do it. Really easy. This is the large model. I'll put a link in the description where you can get one of these. Here, give it a go, babe.
Yeah, that's really easy. That's really nice, actually.
Just push that. See?
Oh.
And then shake it.
I don't like this part as much. You can do this part.
Yeah.
That's clever. Black
Walnuts, when they fall from the tree, they can be really hard and green, or they can be black and mushy and full of maggots, and it really doesn't matter. The nut inside is still good. But the blacker and gooier they are, the more likely they are to stain your hands. You can see there's this black tar like that, and it'll stain your hands. It's like tobacco spit. It's just kind of gross stuff. But the nut inside is still very much good and tasty.
Friends?
Well, I've filled up about 4 bins full of walnuts, and that's about 1/3 of the nuts that are underneath this tree.
That's a lot of nuts!
When it comes to husking walnuts, there's a lot of different ways to do it. You can stomp on them and squish them out of the husk with your foot. You can run them over with the car. You can rub them on concrete. But I have about 100 gallons of walnuts here. That's a couple 100 pounds at least. And I need to do it a little bit faster, a little bit more efficient. So I have this pretty beefy drill with a 36-inch long grout mixing bit. I didn't have the bit, so I bought it for about 10 bucks on Amazon.com. And this is a 55-gallon trash can. It's pretty clean, but you can use a drum or whatever. It doesn't have to be food grade because you're not going to be eating anything that's touching the drum. This is just to get the husks off. Now we're going to fill this up with water. I have the walnuts floating enough where they can mix about. And you can see how black this water is, so it'll stain everything. So I'm wearing gloves and old clothes. Okay. The longer you do it, the fewer floaters you end up having, and it turns the water into this thick slurry. After about 4 or 5 minutes, 95% of the husks have been knocked off the shells, and the husks have been turned into this really fine pulp. And I've got this wonderful organic spray-on tan now. So I've got this 1/2-inch hardware cloth, and I just made a big pouch out of it with zip ties, and I'm just pouring the walnut slurry in here and sifting out the nuts. Well, normally I'd use a 1-inch mesh to screen out the husk bits from the nuts, but I had 1/2 inch lying around, that's what I used. and consequently I've got a lot more bits of husk mixed in with my nuts than I normally do. I'm going to see if I can't separate the nuts from the husks using my driveway here. I've got the two hoses that I've spread out to make kind of like bumper bowling here, and I'm going to pour the nuts here and see if I can't get them to roll down the driveway and the husks to stay put. Also, that'll let me spread them out and dry them, which is something I need to do before I store them anyway. So let's give that a go. Alright, well there we go. We got all of our walnuts separated from the husks and spread out on the driveway. We'll let it dry a little bit and then we'll store them. Well, that's about 100 pounds of dehusked walnuts right there. I didn't get a chance to dry them thoroughly on the driveway before it started raining. So I put them in the trash can, brought them into the garage, and now I'm going to spread them out on the floor of my garage, and hopefully we can get them to dry out in the next couple days. Got all the walnuts spread out and a box fan on it. Hopefully they'll dry out in the next couple days.
A few random, I bet a hockey stick just kind of using it.
Here we go, guys, the fruits of my labors. Each of these bags are between 25 to 30 pounds, plus I had about 12 pounds of leftovers. So that puts us at about 110 to 120 pounds of walnuts. Now, if you buy whole, raw, organic walnuts at the store in shell, they're about $5 to $10 a pound. So this puts this at between $550 to $1,100 worth of walnuts right here, which I got for free at my local park. So that's kind of cool. These will last a very long time. If you keep them in these mesh bags in a cool, dry place, they'll last years and taste absolutely fabulous in the shell. Once you remove them from the shell, they will go rancid comparatively quickly. They'll last months if you put them in a refrigerator in a sealed bag. They'll last weeks if you leave them out on the counter. I just kind of put these in the basement, store them in the crawl space, and take them out and shell a few of them at a time when I want to make a batch of cookies or something. Now I'm going to show you guys how to shell these and how to cook with them. It takes a little bit more effort to crack open a black walnut than it does an English walnut, so get yourself something hard and a small hammer. There we go. Just focus real good. You hear that?
Oh, okay, do it.
Go for it, yeah. You take that little bit out, and then I'll open up the shell some more. There you go, that's the meat from about 10 walnuts. Oh! Oh! That was frustrating, but it gives me another chance to show you an alternative method for cracking walnuts. The normal nut crackers you see at Christmas aren't tough enough to crack a black walnut. So you need a specially designed black walnut cracker. Walnuts have a pointy end and a flat end, and you put the flat end down, pointy side up. The advantages of using a cracker is that it tends not to pulverize the meat, but it's still a lot of work. These crackers really reduce the amount of time it takes to remove the meat from the shell, and it greatly reduces the number of shell bits that end up mixed in with your meat. All in all, having a cracker makes this go about 3 to 4 times faster. There's a few companies that still make these black walnut crackers, and I'll put some links in the description. But I got this one off of eBay. It's an antique one. I find the old ones work the best, and they're about the same price. Well, there you go. That's what the walnut meat looks like when you get it out intact. That never happens when you're using a hammer. Well, that only took a few minutes and I've got a lot of walnuts cracked, and I'm gonna take this bowl into the kitchen and separate out the remaining meat and shells. You okay? All right, there we go. Got about 3-4 cups of shelled walnuts, or about a pound. All right, let's go make some cookies out of these.
It was great. Just trying to figure it out.
There was a Nathan. I got one. You monster.
Those black walnuts have such a unique and powerful flavor to them. Makes it absolutely worth all the extra work. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something new. If you want to see more great videos from the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, including a bunch of outdoor cooking and foraging videos, check out the links in the descriptions, and don't forget to click subscribe. We put out new videos every Saturday morning. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to check out the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel, where we have hundreds of videos just like this. And don't forget to click subscribe so you can see other great videos every Saturday morning. And hit that bell button and you'll get notifications. Thanks for watching.